the perception from the outside looking in is that the Boomers are continually chasing Ben Simmons, and it's been 10 years now since he's put on the jersey. How do you approach that, where you obviously want him to play because he's a talented piece, but also you want to keep the integrity of the Boomers and make sure that it is well known that it is a privilege to play for that program and it's not a given. How do you find that balance when you're chasing someone like Ben?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Ben and he started with this, a lot of times with there's Boomer players that have a difficult induction, so disappointment, and then they kind of have a different view of the Boomers. And I just think, if you go back in history, and this is a guy never spoken to him on this, just feel his initial didn't make the squad, some stuff went on, and it didn't work. And now I'm not blaming anybody. I don't know this, but you look at I've had it with some of the guys that I've had during. I made a cut, and now they kind of got a little
Bit of resentment,
little correct, and you wonder, where is this at? And I kind of felt that from an outsider looking in with Ben. And when I came in, this is how I felt about fresh and new. I knew his father. He'd played for my brother. There was a good relationship there. My father was one of his biggest fans. He just sat up and watched all of Ben's games because Ben was so good to my father when they interacted and met at different times when he was playing for Kevin. So I thought I had a good background to that. And from the point that I've been involved with this, I think it's gone, it's been disappointing that he hasn't put the uniform on yet, but as I thought when he's going to play. I'm going to get him. We've got this rapport is going to be good. And then when it finished like it finished in Philadelphia, when that finished like it did, I thought just, going into the Olympics, and I looked at it, and if that was my son, I don't know if I'd really want him to play in this. What took place, where he was at, and what was going to take place with a bunch of guys he really hasn't played with in a short window, walking into it in the rules of FIBA and trying to now boom into this uncomfortable. And then a real good beat on this now leading into this. And then I don't know, there was the mental health, getting comfortable with Brooklyn, and as he's working through that process, I feel like the Boomers is good, and he sees that. Good for him, good for us. So I'm feeling good about this. And then the back. Yeah. And then he has surgery on the back. So is it excuses? Is it? But my feel on Ben is that this is, I think, very important in the dealings with Ben. It's always been, I'm not recruiting you. I'm not, and I think it's important for the country. We're not saying, please, Ben, play. We don't have anything if you don't play. We're not like that at all. It's like, you're fantastic, and you're a great player, and the country loves you, and the country wants you in green and gold, and our team does. But in turn, this is really good for you because you get to walk through these doors and drop everything behind and be you and play with your mates in a great culture. And so I look at it that way, and that this is going to be a really good opportunity for him, and that the guys on the team, we care about him. We want him to have a great career. You need this. And in turn, if you're Ben Simmons and you play like Ben Simmons on this team with that culture, you're going to take us to somewhere the team's never been. So that's my goal in all this. And then the underlining side is you always kind of have this thing in your pocket. It's like you have a game plan, and then it's like plan B. Yeah. You've got this sitting in here, and you go, man, I'd love to pull that out of my pocket.
Just like break in the case of emergency sort of thing?
Yeah. Bring this out for a World Games or bring this out for Olympics when it all meshes. But in the same breath, what is phenomenal about Australian basketball right now is if he doesn't play and if it doesn't work, we're still on the same path. You know, we're still going for that gold, and we have the ability long term to get that done.